There is a link between low DHEA and inflammation. So you want to cut out any inflammatory foods. And this is going to be inflammatory foods that are specific to your body. If you're not sure which foods are inflammatory to your body, you could do something like an elimination diet to test and see which foods your body reacts well to. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another Carnivore Q&A. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today we're going to be talking about hormones, and the hormone that we're going to be talking about is DHEA, or dehydroepiandrosterone. I've had a few people send me their blood work and ask me to analyze it, so I thought why not dedicate the next several weeks to going over different blood works. I've already done insulin and glucose. If you ended up missing the video on glucose, you could check it out right up over here. And then I also ended up covering a week later the video on insulin. If you missed that one, you could check that out right up over here. Before today, we're talking about DHEA. What exactly is DHEA? Well, it is the building block to your steroid and sex hormones, so your testosterone, estrogen, your stress hormone cortisol, and it is also going to support immune function. With regard to DHEA, it is also a precursor to both testosterone and estrogen in both men and women, and there are two forms of it. There is DHEA, and then there is the sulfate form, DHEAS. DHEAS, it stays in the bloodstream a little bit longer, so if you were to go for blood work, this is typically the one that your doctor is going to end up testing for. And with regard to the reference ranges, it is going to be performed generally in micrograms per deciliter, and I have the reference ranges for both men and women based off of their age. The actual reference ranges are in red. I'm not going to go over all of them, but if you are deficient in DHEA, some of the symptoms that you may be experiencing are extreme fatigue, you might experience sleep disturbances, a lot of loss of libido, you may have impaired immune function. So if you're experiencing any of those, you may want to get your DHEA levels tested. Now, in terms of what can cause low DHEA, autoimmune diseases, so things like rheumatoid arthritis, also chronic stress, and medications, specifically things like corticosteroids, insulin, and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, so things like Advil and Aleve. And in terms of how you could treat DHEA naturally, number one, minimize stress. That's going to be the biggest thing that you could do. So if you are somebody who's very stressed out, take 1 hour every single day to dedicate that hour to doing something that you truly enjoy, just to help minimize your stress levels. You could also do things like meditation, take a hot Epsom salt bath at night, do something to make sure that you are nice and calm and relaxed. Another way that you can naturally treat low DHEA levels is going to be getting an adequate amount of sleep. If you are somebody that suffers from sleep disturbances, I made a video a few years ago on how to optimize your sleep. I'll include a link right up over here. Another thing that you could do is exercise. Exercise is also going to be very important. If you exercise, it's going to help to build up your strength. You're going to end up getting a little bit leaner. If you're leaner, then excess body fat can contribute to low DHEA as well. So you want to make sure that you're exercising as well. Another thing is there is a link between low DHEA and inflammation. So you want to cut out any inflammatory foods. And this is going to be inflammatory foods that are specific to your body. If you're not sure which foods are inflammatory to your body, you could do something like an elimination diet to test and see which foods your body reacts well to. If you don't know how to do an elimination diet, I'm going to include a link right up over here. I'm not going to get into it in this video. And then one of the final things that you could do to naturally lower your DHEA levels is going to be minimize your exposure to environmental pollutants. So ideally, if you could do a 100% organic diet, minimizing things like pesticide exposure or growth hormones or any of those types of things, then that would be an absolutely amazing thing that you could do. So if you can afford it, it would definitely be wise to invest in organic foods and start incorporating some of those. But those are just some of the things that you could do. Those are some of the symptoms you may be experiencing. That's what causes it, and that is how exactly you can treat it. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask your questions down in the comment section so I can help you guys out. And then next week, I'm going to be covering a different hormone, so be out on the lookout for that next Sunday, 2:00 p.m. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask your questions down in the comment section so I could help you guys out. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I'm going to be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.